Alright guys, day number 2 of our New York dig. We just got here. Holds exactly how we left it. Going to start fluffing out. So as the day goes on, more guys will show up. I do know that Travis, Coy of the Creek Diggers aren't going to be here. New York Digger Steve's with them at another dump. Badger's not going to make the trip up, but Andy might show up and a few others from yesterday might be here, so we're just going to do our thing though and see what we can find and then make the trip back home. So but I'd like to thank Creek Diggers for the nice hospitality. We couldn't find a hotel room last night and they allowed us to crash the floor, so thanks to them. Go check them out. So we're going to open it up. We get you back. Full spotter in the holes right now, guys. You can see it right here standing out. I believe I know what it is. Can't quite remember the name on it right now. You can see I'm trying to trench along, get back to the bottom, get back to where we were at. Totally going to ignore this for some bit. I might get some of it later. But here we go. It should be about loose. Yep, the Rumfords. Got a nice color, you know, that's 1880s right there, Rumfords. It's a nice bottle. Hold it up in the light. They have nice color, you know, they look good on the shelf, so not overly too hard, but still good bottle to start out with. Again, force one in the hole. So we're going to keep on going. I got 2 bottles showing right now. There's one right here, and this one says Philadelphia. So I'll work on this, try to get it out. Let's see what exactly it is. It's in there kind of tight. Appears to be whole. Yeah.
Might be more of a chance of finding big things like cross, like Doug's.
Yep. Oh well, I'm going to leave the pillow for support.
Where Seth is, Magician.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, that's different.
This is Comanche.
What?
Sorp.
Syrup of
Pulmonic.
Oh, pulmonic.
Pulmonic sorp. Philadelphia.
Alright, don't toss that one.
Nichols.
Yeah, don't toss that one. Yeah.
That's 1880s there. Good find. Nice. We'll try to get this other one out. Right there. Yeah, I'm leaving the pillow for support.
Okay, but
no idea if this one's whole or not.
Really just that way.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, you never know. You know what I mean?
You got killing it over there right now.
Well, that's like the top of the pile right there.
Huh?
That's like the top of the dump pile right there, you know what I mean?
Me?
No, what's that?
Oh, yeah.
And if you look to his left.
Yeah.
Like it looks like it starts coming back down a little bit.
Oh, what's that? Ooh. Hey, you see that? Oh, that might be. That's a soda. We got a little something showing right here. Oh, it's dark. No, that's colored. That might be a colored soda. Yeah. So I don't know if you guys can see that. Oh, you pulled up ponds too. That's an old pocket, man. Well, take this ledge out here. Easy. You want to hold this? That's colored there. Easy.
Both of you guys have broke stuff, so take it easy.
Yeah, let me just pry on.
To show you how to do it?
No. Oh, that was nice color there too. Yeah. This area here has been a pretty nice pocket so far. Easy. Yeah, that's colored soda. Oh, it might be one of those. No. Oh, well, is it the wine?
That's the same thing.
It's one of those S&Ps.
JSP.
Yeah.
That
The
top
top's
might,
gone.
nah, it might
Well,
be in there.
It's been broke for a while.
Yeah.
You can look at. I can run my finger along it. But nice.
JSPs.
Actually, I don't
JSP.
think it is in there.
They got nice color.
But we'll still try to get this one out.
It's one of those.
Yeah, it's JSP. Yeah.
This one's in pretty tight.
Yeah. It's been broke a while. You can rub your finger along the crack and just. You can tell.
Oh my gosh, can you imagine a soda in that color?
That'd be crazy.
You'd be calling off work tomorrow, we'd be up here. We'd be down buying more blankets and sleeping in the truck.
It's tight in there.
Here, put this back. I'm going to keep going on my side.
Oh, I'm spaced out.
You want to take the truck and get bug spray? Yeah, you can.
Alright.
Huh? No, it says something. It says nothing.
It says nothing.
Oh, it's maybe a slick.
It's slick sorby.
That's all I got right now. So
Here you go, take it.
there's what just came out right there. So we'll keep digging and see what else we can get.
We're back at it, guys. Down here, riding along the bottom. Finally got down to it on my side of it. Still got a pillow here. We take that out. But sadly, you know, I was just pricking along and I just popped this, so without filming. But here it is, guys. The Underwoods ink bottle. Nice cobalt ink here with, you know, just the common bottles. But anyway, it's just cobalt ink bottle, so that's pretty cool. Underwoods ink, guys. So we're going to keep it going. Just pulled out the other milk and it looks like I got another one there and some utility bottle here. So let's pull out the utility bottle first. Nothing on it. Nice aqua utility bottle. Oop. J Wall Walkle. Walkles, yeah, a Walt. And let's get what I believe is a milk right here. Way back. And it's different, I can tell. See the embossings on it. A little bit different. So. 3, 2, 1. There we go.
There's something on top.
Borson A. Hall. Property of Borson A. Hall milk bottle right here. So.
Borden's?
Huh?
Borden's.
Born Son A. Hall.
Borden's?
No. Borson A. Hall. So.
Harbison's.
Don't you listen?
Yeah, but you can't speak.
Brunson A. Hall.
Alrighty, guys. Back at it. Well, we've been at it all day, but didn't have anything exciting for a little bit. So we actually collapsed a lot of the hole and came into a fresh layer here for the last part of the day. So, oh, Josh just pulled out a clear. This is a clear Mason's patent, November 30th, 1858. It is the ground lip. On these, you want to find them in clear. The clear is definitely better than the aqua ones on these. Not a real hard jar to get, but big and showy with the 1858 date on it. You know, the fact that something this thin can come out of the hole, you know, coming out of the dump hole after being buried down here for 100 years, that's pretty neat. So definitely a keeper there. Like I said, I like to see these clear, and he's still pulling more bottles, so we're going to keep looking here, see what this one is.
The old Bushmill Distillery limited trade. Someone dug it yesterday.
All right, so apparently another one of these was dug yesterday. This is another English bottle. What is the old Bushmill Distillery Limited trademark? There's a picture of the distillery. Apparently the distillery was established in 1784. This bottle is obviously not 1784, but turn of the century, but English bottle. Just a nice looking bottle there. You can see how big it is right there beside the mason. Definitely a nice looking bottle. So Josh is into this good layer again. Give you a little bit of an idea. We started when we started yesterday. When we came, we were way back here by Seth, pretty much right underneath him, and probably the hole might have been about as deep as where his feet are. You can see where ground level is here, and so here's the ground level. You can see above that dark layer there's still a couple other layers of ash busted through. There was a lot of brick. Over here you can see some of the brick, and big chunk of brick here. Josh is motioning me that he's got something getting ready to come out.
No, always.
Oh, no?
No, show Andy what we dug. I think he dug.
Oh, all right. So, hang on, gotta walk these up here to show Andy. He said somebody dug one of these yesterday.
Yeah. Nice bottle.
Well, that's a nice clear one there too.
Oh wow. Yeah, you don't get clear so much, right? You get
The clear is better than the aqua.
That's cool.
But back to what I was saying, guys. Started up here where Seth is, whole way down there, down to Josh. Then we build these walls that we're sitting on to kind of throw dirt behind us. I think we built 4 walls in here, maybe 5, as we were coming down through to kind of hold the dirt. And you can see where we're at way down here. Giving it a last hoorah before we head home. We have a good 4-hour drive, and that's without stopping for snackies or anything. But we're definitely going to have to stop and get an energy drink and something to snack on. Couple necks sticking out of the wall. All right, guys, only been off here for less than a minute or two, and Josh already said he's got another bottle in the hole that might be camera worthy. So turn you around. He's down there really rooting back in. I don't know if I can get down here enough to get back in there and see. I mean, he's really back in there rooting. But we got a good trashy layer. It's like some of the women at the motel last night. A lot of trash.
Nope.
And Gordon's.
Yep.
We got a
Time out.
Gordon's dry gin from London.
It's better.
And Josh said it gets
The
better.
Original. Still has.
Oh yeah, that has the I don't know if it's a lead seal on the top or not, but What we have is a Gordon's Dry Gin from London. There's the remains of a paper label on that side. Probably just wash that off. It really can't save them. But again, you know, it's a nice looking bottle, big and showy. Not an overly rare bottle. I think Andy dug a couple of these here today. They're probably still laying in his hole. He might have grabbed them up because, like I said, they're nice and big and showy. This one here is still full. Probably not gin, but looks like a real nice clean bottle. So, all right. Anything else, Josh?
I can't see anything. Hey guys.
Josh just pulled out a little spool ink here that has a really neat mold defect on it. It's got a real wild seam on the side, and then it has this
Oh, this should be fun.
goes back in here.
Watch this.
Oh, another whatever these were, vials for it's probably heroin or opium, or not opium, but probably heroin or morphine, something like that.
Just wait.
Josh said keep it on. This is actually a clear bottle, but there's still some ink in it. But I think that one's going to be pretty, just as definitely had some issues going on with the mold. So that'll look neat cleaned up. Somebody was definitely definitely had some issues here for either addiction or pain. Probably pain. Back then, that's kind of what they gave him. A little bromo here. Cute little bottles, always fun to dig. Nice color.
Oh,
Oh, very nice. Caper, probably a caper bottle. Green. I'll tell you what, I think that's the first green bottle we pulled out of here the last 2 days. Very nice, Josh. Real nice. This is up in the layers up top here where it's not quite as much material coming out, but definitely worth rooting into. And as you can see right there, nice nice tooled top on that. Just a nice bottle. We'll keep on rooting for a while. Don't want to get home too late, but kind of hard to stop when you're hitting pockets like this. So let's see. What we got here? It's one of those Phelps Rheumatic Elixir out of Scranton, PA. Now the interesting thing about this bottle is a friend of mine just dug one of these outside of Carlisle here about 2 weeks ago. I think you guys might have seen a little bit of that dump in the video from 2 weeks ago. Didn't really find a whole lot there, but here we are 4 hours away from there. This is a Scranton, PA bottle, and we just dug another one, pieces of one here, so looks like some fresh breakage there, unfortunately, but trying our best.
you can.
So you can see up here, these layers really dip, and I think we're real close to the top of where they were dumping at. Must have been dumping on a pile or something like that, and everything was rolling down. So yesterday and early this morning we were way down there in the bottom. How deep were we down at the bottom? Probably about 12?
Yeah.
Probably about 12 feet at the bottom, and those layers there continue way on up here,
And they got.
and
going.
they get a lot more sterile up here. A lot of the bottles and stuff would have rolled down the hill, but Not sure when we're coming back next. Pretty much whether we jump in this hole, I'd like to continue this hole, I think, although the only thing is we've got all that dirt to get down to the bottom like we were before. So it's a lot of work to get down there. Cloverdale diggers can do it. I'm not saying some of y'all can't, but it takes about 3 of us to get all that dirt out of there to get down to the bottom.
They would be all you can.
And Josh found another pocket of cans.
Well, I mean, it's the same layer, you know. It's that one right there. Your rust belt, your can layer, and what we hit was the dumping ground.
All right, guys, a couple more to show you. This is just a smooth bottle, but it's got remains of a label on for Larkin. Larkin was very prolific around the turn of the century. You can look them up online. Made a bunch of different toiletry products, bath salts and lotions. But you can just see the remains of that was a Larkin bottle with a label. It is tooled top, so you know, somewhere in that probably 1900, 1910 period, 19 maybe 15 period. But then Josh, he's fluffing out here at the end a little bit, breaking stuff down, and we've got a Doctors F.E. and J.A. Green. You get that on there? And they were New York, Chicago, and Boston. Now it's a shame it's not embossed on one of the front panels. Would have obviously had at least 1 or probably 2 paper labels on it. But we have a nice nice applied top on it here. Tooled applied top. Nice big bottle. Nice light blue color, looks pretty clean. I think that'll turn clean up fairly well for them. So that was a good pull right here at the end of the day.
Right, guys, back at it. Just finished up at the New York dump. I'd like to thank New York Digger Steve for the invite. Corey, Travis, Andy, Mike, Badger, everyone who came out, dug with us yesterday. It was a blast, had a blast. We did great. You can see the hole. You know, at the beginning of the video, you can see where we started, and now you can see how we end. All that was down to the bottom. It would have been 8 to 12 feet deep. So we surely moved a lot of dirt. We got rewarded for efforts this time. Starting with probably the best bottle of today, which be the Underwood Ink, which is a nice bottle, very tooled on the top. You know, should clean out very nicely. That's a good one there. You got, you know, this one here, the Pulmonic Soap right here. That's a good one. You know, came out pretty early on this morning. Last was bitters. You know, we got bitters today. You know, Rumford's is always a strong bottle to get. Always can't complain. Green little cathedral type thing. That should turn out nice. That might even get in the corner cabinet just because of the shape, the color. You know, tiny little Underwood ink to match. A bunch of, you know, that's unembossed, but it's Orly hinge mold. You know, surely we gotta bring that home. And just your more common stuff, a bunch of wines, stuff like that. You know, this one's a nice citron color. Clean that one up, bring that one home. Another ink, that would have been a Hobbs Bitters there. Sadly broke. That one would have been a $50, $75 piece. Would have been a nice collection, but that's all right. 2 Middletown Crown Tops. And, you know, you just keep on going and going and going, and there's more bottles. Some, of course, better than others. Some will stay behind. So, a few cryos, you know, stuff that you wish was whole. But overall, you can't complain. One piece open bottle here came from the very depth. Open bottle would have been probably a utility bottle with a You know, there you can see it pretty well. So we did hit open Pono, I guess, but nothing whole. Nothing even graphite Pono whole, but that's all right. I still had a blast, so that concludes this video. The New York trip, 2-day digging adventure. We did pretty well. Surely we can't show everything once it's cleaned up. That's just going to take too much time, but we will get you the best quality stuff, all cleaned up, all showy, and we will. But anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. We had a blast. Long ride home. Gotta get the truck cleaned out tonight too. Back to work tomorrow for 3 days. Then going to the Horsey Car Show. Maybe see 1 or 2 people I know, or maybe find a bottle or 2. You never know at car show, so make sure you guys check out Corey and Travis at Creek Diggers on YouTube and Facebook. Andy's on Facebook. Badger's Bottles on Facebook, or David Korn. He's always digging in his dump back in Bethlehem that we dig at a lot. And just like and subscribe, and you know, we're planning on getting more stuff coming out. And you got something to say, boss man?
Yeah, I'm not sure if you mentioned Ricky and 19th Century Bottle Diggers, but we do love you, Rick, so shout out to you too for 19th Century Bottle Diggers. Just make sure if you're posting on there, it is 19th Century, and otherwise Ricky gets a little ticky. See you guys.
Hey, see ya. Hey guys, we're here, everything's cleaned up. We're going to take you through what we got. This is the best what we got. We got buckets full of glass from the New York dig. That was 2 days. You had the Badger, you had New York Digger Steve, Andy, Creek Diggers. You know, you had a whole group of us guys out there digging all different holes, you know, finding stuff. But, you know, Seth, my dad and I, we slammed that one hole. You could see from the beginning of the video to the end just how much dirt we moved. But we were rewarded for our efforts. But we like to thank, you know, New York Digger Steve once again for the invite. It was a blast, had fun. Frankly, got some pretty good bottles out of it. Some that we still got to research into to check just how good we did. So we're going to get started, you know, somewhere. You know, we just get a pile going here. So if we start over here, I guess, on the stoneware pieces, if you want to take them through the pieces we got here. So Seth's going to pick up the camera, get you guys a closer shot. So let's start out, you know, with the most eye-catching thing, which would be your jug here, which was pulled the first day. Took a grand total of half an hour to dig this puppy out. Sadly, handle is missing. You can see it would have been a handle right here. It was broke, you know, way before I ever got there. Handle was nowhere in sight, sadly, and no markings, but still was told it's the biggest one to ever come out of that dump, so pretty excited. Still a very nice piece. Going on to the picture here, dug that the first day also. You can just see the beautiful work on it. 2B on the bottom, so must have been, you know, just a stamp, but beautiful artwork, you know, killer piece here. Sadly, again, we all know how these things go. Broke it on top, been broke a while, so it was probably thrown in broke, but luckily we got what we got out of it. Then going into another piece that might be pretty good is a redware piece, stamped made in England by the HBW company. So this is redware, as you can see. Here's chipped and here's chipped. But other than that, it's a beautiful piece. Again, you rarely find them. And for it to be intact this much is pretty good. So, all 3 of these came out relatively close to each other on the first day. So that was a pretty good jump in the right direction really early on. Maybe even before, you know, midway through the day, we got 3 good pieces. Out here, you know, you got 2 lids here, which I'm told, are honey jar lids or, you know, canning jar lids. They say they seem to find a lot of these out in the dump, so, you know, they're nice pieces. Maybe someday you find something to fit them. Nice mustard jar here, a mug that is not broken. It never had a handle, so, you know, that's intact. 2 soap dishes, you know, nice pieces and all. So I'll let Seth then tackle your meds and pharmacies down below.
Yeah, so the meds here, we got a handful of them, pretty spread out throughout the dig. One we did get is from Bethlehem, which is kind of cool because that's where we dig up with Badger. So that made its journey up to New York. We also got a couple more. We got a Chamberlain's. We also got this Carvana Products Co. It's got some nice bubbles in it. Cough syrups, and then a couple more. Philly, the Henry K. Wample. So handful of them. Nothing special there, but still some really good ones. Then we'll move up on to here.
Alright, so here will be your beer soda. Can't really go through all of them just for time's sake. A lot more in boxes. These are the ones that stood out. Your crown tops, you know, your giant crowns here, all of them are from Middletown. They're all common, you know, dig them all the time up there. Switching back, you got a lot of your more crown tops here that'll sadly also common, but still you bring them home, they look good on the shelf. Pulled one blob. It's in a really cool green apple, but sadly no, you know, no slug plate, empty slug. But yeah, that one quick tumble, it might turn a nice apple green for us, so that should be a good bottle there. Moving on to the front here, another crown and another crown. So, you know, they're good and all, you know, happy to dig them, happy to find out about history. Then you got this one right here, your S&P. And, you know, sadly the top's whacked off, but that's a nice color. And just one hutch from Middletown. So, you know, that's your beer soda there. Luckily and unluckily, you can debate whether or not the stump isn't really throwing out the hutches, the blobs, like compared to Badger's dump. So we're getting a lot more national stuff out of it. So for us, that's what we go up there for, unlike the local diggers who want that local Middletown stuff. We move on over to here to miscellaneous, you know, just oddball stuff. You got an ink that is chipped on top. One of these, you know, I think these were olive oil or something. This one had cool swirls, you know, in the glass. You know, you got this big boy right here, the Duffy Malt Whiskey. Nice bottle, looks good on the shelf. You had a cool wine here in a Citron. So you gotta bring that home whenever you find something in a Citron. You can also tell they used it as bluing at one point. Quick tumble on that thing should stand out on anyone's shelves. A really old whiskey or malt here, just crazy old. Did have the top on at one point, got lost between New York and home sadly, but still looks good on the shelf. And a Cleo Mason's 1858, so they never really come in Cleo, so that's, you know, these are harder than the Aquas to find. Then down below here, whole thing of ambles, a lot of these Baps brewings. These are just 3 of them, a lot more. Pull 3 of your Philly, Worth and Bro. It's a extract malt. They're really nice, cool shaped bottles. Not overly hard to get, but they look nice. Then the 2 lids here that stood out that we had to bring home. So just a nice big jar lid. You can just see the wear on it. Heavily used. Then we drop down below to the two milks. You got the Grant. That's a Middletown one with a cow in the middle. It's a cool bottle, not overly hard to find, but still a nice piece there. And a tougher one to get, the Bushin A Hall one. So that's a tougher one, again from Middletown. And then you jump over here to sad broken stuff. That would have been a nice emerald green soda there, beer soda, probably a blob, you know. And then you have over here a giant case gin in a beautiful color. Found most of the pieces, sadly broke again. A old Cobalt medicine, it probably would have been, just by the age of the top. That's 1860s, 70s there, so that would have been a nice piece, whatever it would have been. And then we have a DT out of Port. So that's Port Jervis, New York. But the DT, and then whatever it said after it, would have been probably a double taper top portal. I assume you can make out what would have been the glass house up there, which I'm not familiar with the trademark. So if you zoom up there, if anyone knows the glass house, you know, that would have been a pretty good bottle. The ones up in Middletown said from Port Jervis, New York. Drop down below there, you have all bromos. You can see we got 4 different size bromos, some of which are in a lighter color. I think this one right here is a lighter blue than normal, so, you know, none of them really stood out, but still, bromos are bromos. So let's move on to what we believe are the best finds of our time up there. Let's start off with this pink salt shaker. You know, it has a ground lip, shield lip, you know. It's just a beautiful piece here. Just looks good, you know. 2 little inks here. One of them is a stoneware piece. So little ink here, stoneware, no markings, but looks good. Underwood zinc. These are, I believe, are beautiful designed inks. You know, they just big embossings. There's a big eye. It just looks really nice. Then you got nice Cobalt Harry D. Horrible's Magic Hair Coloring. So that's a, you know, relatively hard bottle here to get. It's pretty nice, looks good. Might get acetone, try to clean up some of the wear on it. You know, then you go over here to a nice emerald green cathedral looking bottle. Looks good. That one's gonna go on the shelf for sure. It's just, you know, not often do you find stuff in this kind of color. Then you got this bottle from New York, and was told it was pretty good, so it's here. And you know, go and look into that one a little bit more. You got this bottle is never to be sold, blah 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 blah. You know, here's the company name, Bonnet and Co, London, England, whiskey ale, trademark. So that one's pretty nice too. We jump over here then to your Ashes Bitters Kidney and Liver. It's this one right here, this version here. Looks good on the shelf, not so hard to get, but it's a bitters at the end of the day. Then you got your shite nicks. We gotta cut it again. Shanks Pulmonic. Then you got your Shanks Pulmonic here syrup from Philadelphia. Just a cool looking bottle, you know. Got that one the beginning of the second day Sunday, right after we pulled your Rumford's Chemical Works that was the fourth bottle out of the whole Sunday. Really came out strong Sunday. So that came out Sunday there. Then what we have, what we believe is a whiskey malt. Has the trademark in the middle there. Gotta do more research on it. It's a nice color here. You can just tell it's a light amber color. Just a beautiful bottle. We're gonna have to probably clean up a little bit better. We only used water so far, so we're going to clean up, look into that one. So we believe it's actually a pretty good bottle. And then what we might believe was the best find, other than the whiskey malt, is your ink. Underwood's ink right here. That'd be your bigger ink, Master Ink here, in a nice cobalt with a nice tool top. Really stretched it, you know, just a beautiful bottle here. Little bit of ground wear again. Just use some acid tone to clean it. Should shine up pretty nice. So that is about everything we thought we should have showed you guys. Again, we have buckets full of other glass that we brought home, but this was in general the best stuff here. So that should conclude this video, the New York trip. Really hope you guys enjoyed. Took a lot of time and planning. Was around 2 months of, you know, us talking about it, trying to line up everyone's schedule, try to get it worked out. So you know, thanks to New York Digger Steve for bringing us up. We'll be back out, you know, around our area, digging all local bottles, but for the time being, this is what we got. So like and subscribe. We'll catch you next time.